This is the ultimate skinny guy's guide to high testosterone while bulking up. In this video, I'm going to break down the 4 pillars of how to achieve and maintain high testosterone while you are bulking up as a skinny guy. And there are so many mistakes that I made in my past as a skinny guy who was trying to bulk up, trying to get jacked, trying to put on weight. And I'm going to be breaking down some of those mistakes and other things that you can do in order to keep and maintain high testosterone while you are bulking up. Now, the very first mistake that I made and that I see so many guys make today is that they are eating low quality foods. They're eating low quality foods in order to hit a certain number to be able to get to a certain weight. And you have to understand that the weight is going to come, but what matters is your energy, your mood, how you feel. If you are 19, 20, 21, 22, you should not be taking naps during the day because your energy is low. That is a direct correlation of your diet just being poor. So the very first thing and the number one pillar that you must understand if you are trying to bulk up and keep your testosterone levels high is that you got to start eating high quality calorie dense foods, okay? High quality calorie dense foods are going to be the very first pillar when it comes to bulking up as a skinny guy, right? The mistake that I made when I was first bulking up was that I thought I just could eat whatever I wanted. Cereal, bread, cake, cookies, ice cream, anything to get me to a certain number so I could hit a certain weight, right? The weight is really not that important and you gotta let that number go, right? You're gonna get there, but what matters is your energy level, your mood, your physique, how you feel, right? You should be wanting to have high performance, not only in the gym, but outside of the gym too. And if your testosterone is low, then your performance in the gym and outside of the gym is also going to be low. So this is why you must start eating high quality calorie dense foods, okay? I'm gonna break down exactly what foods you should eat, but the science behind this is that high quality calorie dense foods are gonna enable you to bulk up while keeping the testosterone high, okay? And you need certain foods in your diet in order for your hormones to be optimized. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. They just think, okay, I need to get to a certain weight. I need to bulk up. I need to not be a skinny little bitch anymore like I used to be. And so what they think is that I just need to eat as much food as I can possibly eat, right? But that is the wrong thing because a lot of the foods that are out there, they are very calorie dense, but they are super, super, super low quality, okay? So you have to switch the low quality to high quality, okay? A lot of the foods that I was eating were bullshit. They were so bad for my hormones and I was 21, 22 trying to put on weight, but I was wondering why my gym performance was lacking, my energy was low, my mood was low, I was tired, I was taking naps, I had no drive or motivation to do well in school or to do well in the gym or to do anything, and it's because my diet was absolutely shit, okay? So high quality calorie dense foods is the mindset you have to start switching to when it comes to your diet, okay? And the high quality calorie dense foods that you want to be eating every single day are going to be ground beef, eggs, rice, jasmine rice, 80-20 ground beef, jasmine rice, fruit, raw honey, raw milk. And the reason why you want to eat these foods is because your body needs certain nutrients, vitamins, and minerals every single day in order to optimize for its hormones. So if you want to have high testosterone, your hormones need to be optimized. And the first thing that you need to do to optimize those hormones is eat the right diet. And specifically, eat foods that are going to be high in vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. Your body can only produce a certain amount of amino acids, vitamins, and minerals on its own, and the rest of them are essential amino acids that your body needs to get from diet. And a lot of people, including myself, was not getting these minerals, vitamins, amino acids from their diet, and so my hormones caused to shrink because of that. So this is the reason why you have to focus on eating high quality foods, because your body isn't going to be able to perform at the same level as it was if it wasn't getting those high quality foods. If it's not getting the vitamins, not getting the micronutrients, and not getting the minerals, your body isn't going to be able to perform in the way that you want it, right? Because you are not feeding it in the right way. So many things are so important and so tied to diet, and if you are not putting the right foods in your body, you're not going to get the right result that you want, right? Yes, gym performance and putting on weight and being big is important, but what is more important is your mood, your energy, and how you feel. And you can still put on weight, be big by eating high quality foods and feel your absolute best every single day, okay? So this is what it starts with. High quality calorie dense foods. Ground beef, eggs, jasmine rice, fruits, raw milk. If you eat this diet right here, this is gonna take you to 3,000 calories. right? And for a lot of you guys, that's exactly what you need to be able to bulk up. So this is how you have to start. Now you understand the mindset behind eating high quality calorie dense foods in order to keep your testosterone levels high. And another thing that's going to help you with your testosterone levels is your training. And when it comes to bulking up, there's a certain style of training that you should be doing every single day that is going to help you bulk up and keep your testosterone high. So the very first thing is to understand that you should be training about 5 to 6 times a week, right? If you're an older guy, I would recommend more times, like 4 or 5 times a week. But if you're young, in your 20s, and you have a lot of energy and these different type of things, you should be training 5 to 6 times a week, okay? And the reason why you want to be training 5 to 6 times a week is because training and lifting weights in particular, which is the training you want to do, lifting weights 5 to 6 times a week, resistance training, this is going to increase your testosterone. And the reason why this is going to increase your testosterone is because training and lifting weights forces your endocrine system to work very hard, which forces it to produce more testosterone. When your endocrine system works hard, it produces more testosterone. Okay, so this is why you must be lifting 5 to 6 times a week. And the style of lifting that you want to do, right? Obviously, you know you should be in the gym, you should be resistance training, you should be lifting weights. But there's a certain style you want to do in order to put on strength and in order to put on size in particular. Okay, and that style is going to be high weight, low reps. Okay, that is the style of training you want to do. Okay, so I would recommend you guys stay in the anywhere from about 4 to 12 rep ranges. Okay, now I know that's a pretty big variance right there, but the reason why there is that variance is because anywhere from 4 to 6, you want to be focusing on your high, heavy compound movements, okay? So this is going to be things like, I spelled ranges wrong, by the way. This is going to be things like your bench press, squatting, anything high compound movements, you want to be doing 4 to 6 reps. And a lot of the stuff you want to be doing anywhere between 6 to 10 reps, right? So if you were doing something like an incline dumbbell, if you were doing like a lat pull down, maybe like 8 to 12 there. But the lower the reps and the higher the weight, the more you are going to be putting on strength and size, right? If you were to do just low weight, high reps, what you are doing is more of a resistance style of training. And so you must focus on size and strength when it comes to bulking up as a skinny guy, right? You want to keep your testosterone high and you want to bulk up. So how you do that is by lifting weights. That's going to force your endocrine system to produce testosterone, and then doing it in a lower rep ranges, which is going to focus your body on doing more size and strength. Now, obviously you want to focus on having good form, breathing, okay, things of that nature, and you want to make sure you're doing everything right and you're not going to get injured, right? This is another area where people go wrong, and that they do those lower rep ranges and higher weight, but they don't really do it well, and then it causes their body to break down, and their risk for injury is just super high because they're doing that higher weight, okay? So while you are lifting your weights, make sure you're focusing on going down slow on the eccentric and then exploding through the concentric, but additionally, 4 to 12 rep ranges. You should be sticking in those. 4 to 6 for your compound movements, and then anywhere from like 6 to 12 for the other movements, okay? So lat pull down, bicep curls, triceps, all of that different stuff, you want to stay in the 6 to 12 rep ranges, okay? So this is how you want to train as a skinny guy in order to get your testosterone up while bulking up, putting on that size and that strength. As a skinny guy, you understand how to eat and then also how to train. This literally makes up 60 to 80% of everything you do, but the other 40, 20% is going to be made up of your sleep, your lifestyle, and vitamin D. So that is number 3. Number 3 is going to be sleep and lifestyle. Sleep and lifestyle is so important to your testosterone levels. And the reason why sleep and lifestyle are so important is because as a man, and as any human being in particular, deep and REM sleep is when your body is going to produce testosterone. So if you are not getting deep or REM sleep, you are staying up way too late, you're not getting the amount of hours that you need in order to go through those deep and REM cycles, your body is not going to produce as much testosterone, but additionally, you're not going to be able to rest and recover at the rate that your body needs in order to be able to support muscle growth, right? As a skinny guy, you want to be growing in all areas, not only your testosterone, but you want to be growing with your muscles. And if you are not getting sleep, your body isn't able to recover quick enough, okay? So in the gym, your body and your muscles, they break down, right? And then outside of the gym, when you're resting, when you're recovering, and when you're sleeping, that is when your body grows back stronger, okay? So this is why it's so essential for your sleep and your lifestyle to be locked in and to be on point, okay? So you know that deep and REM is when your body produces the most testosterone. So how can you be able to get into those deep and REM cycles? There's a couple of different ways. The first thing is you want to be sleeping in a very cold and dark room, okay? Cold and dark room, right? You want to get blackout curtains, you want to get the blinds that you need, and also you want to be setting your temperature every single night to 65 to 68 degrees. This is going to be the best environment for your body to be able to get to deep and REM sleep. Okay, so make sure every single night you are turning the air to about 65, 66. Make sure there are no lights out there whatsoever, okay? When you do this, your body is going to be able to sleep deeper and go to bed quicker, okay? So make sure you are in a cold and dark room every single night. The other thing is that you guys should be using something called blue light glasses every single night with an orange or a red tint. And the reason why you want to use that tint is because it's a darker tint. That is going to allow your body to know that it's time to wind down and start going to bed. So 65 to 68 degrees, and then wear the blue light glasses, okay? And you want to wear these about an hour before bed, okay? These two things right here, if you do those two things, you are going to get deep in REM sleep every single night. And the other thing that I would recommend for you guys to do is to set a bedtime alarm, right? If you follow me on Instagram, you see that every single night I post my bedtime alarm, which is 9:30, and that allows me to just go to bed at the same time every single night, and my body knows exactly when to go to sleep, and so I am able to produce so much more deep and REM sleep in the hours that I'm getting. So I basically, what I do is I set my bedtime alarm for 9:30, and so for the 30 minutes after that alarm goes off, I am not on my phone for the rest of the night. I'm just reading, I'm chilling, and then I'm going to sleep, right? I'm reading, I'm writing out what I need to do for the next day, and then I go to bed, right? So many of you guys, you want to stay up late, you want to be on your phone and these different type of things, but that is killing your sleep. And if your sleep is getting killed, you're not going to get deep, you're not going to get REM, and you're not going to produce testosterone, and also your body is not going to be able to grow back stronger, okay? So make sure you set this bedtime alarm 30 minutes before you need to go to sleep so your body can actually wind down before bed, okay? Sleep is so important when it comes to being able to produce testosterone, but to also make your muscles grow back stronger. And the other thing is your lifestyle. Now, you could kind of say lifestyle and sleep are very correlated, but another thing that really helped me with my sleep and my overall training, muscle growth, and being able to rest and recover way quicker was quitting alcohol. Right? This is the lifestyle piece that I wanted to add in here for you guys, is that alcohol is really a deterrent for many people in their lives, especially when it comes to your physique. If you want to be able to produce testosterone and you want to be able to actually bulk up and look like the man that you want, a lot of people, they think, oh, let me just drink alcohol, it's empty calories, right? You don't want to be putting anything with no nutrition value into your body. But additionally, you don't want to be putting anything estrogenic into your body. Alcohol is estrogenic, and it's any alcohol you consume is going to kill your testosterone, right? Alcohol and testosterone, they have an inverse relationship. So the more alcohol you consume, the lower your testosterone is going to be. So as a skinny guy, don't get in this mindset and this thinking that I need to drink in order to put on weight. You're getting empty calories and you're going to end up putting on more fat, and then you're just going to look skinny fat and you're going to look like shit. Your mood and your energy is going to be low. Okay, so if you want to have high testosterone while bulking up, do not think you need to be drinking, especially beer. It's estrogenic. Quitting alcohol is the best thing that you can do for your sleep, for your mindset, for your lifestyle, for your recovery, right? Your recovery is going to be so much better if you are someone who doesn't drink versus someone who does. It's that simple. Your testosterone is going to be higher if you are someone who doesn't drink versus someone who does, okay? So make sure you guys are focusing on your sleep and lifestyle in order to increase your testosterone. Sleep in a cold and dark room, get your blue light glasses, and also quitting alcohol is going to be one of the best things you can do for your body, your mind, and your physique. These first three pillars really cover 90% of the whole equation. Sleep, lifestyle, diet, training. These are the things that you need as a human being and as a man in order to produce testosterone and in order to bulk up as a skinny guy. Now, number 4 is so important, and even though it's the last 10%, it might be the most important 10%, and that is going to be vitamin D, okay? And the reason why vitamin D is so important as a human being is because sunlight and vitamin D in general, it creates life on Earth, right? In order for certain animals to grow, in order for certain trees to grow, in order for certain things to happen to just nature and to people in general, they need sunlight, right? You need sunlight as a human being, but not only is sunlight important to your growth and to just your daily functioning as a human being, but it is also going to produce testosterone, okay? So this is why vitamin D is so important. It is literally a prohormone that produces testosterone. Okay, and the reason why I wanted to put vitamin D in here is because a lot of guys, the reason why their testosterone is low instead of high It's because their vitamin D is low, right? So if you want to have high testosterone, focus on your vitamin D intake, but particularly through getting it through the sun, right? Eating some supplement it's good to get that if you live in a cold, dark place, you're not getting that much sunlight. Make sure you are getting it no matter what, right? If it has to come from a supplement, then so be it. But the sun it's no substitute. There is no substitute for getting that vitamin D on your skin, okay? So vitamin D produces testosterone, okay? And another thing and another hack that I want you guys to do, if you can and if you are able to, it is to tan your balls, okay? So if you think about it, your testicles, your balls, is where you produce testosterone, okay? So if you are getting vitamin D on your balls, on your testosterone, on your testicles, you are going to be able to produce way more testosterone. There are certain studies that have come out recently that have shown people who do this and their testosterone has increased 200%, okay? So make sure you are doing it in a smart and in a legal way, right? In your yard where nobody can see you, different things like that. Maybe you're just popping a ball out or here or there, you know what I'm saying? But make sure you are doing this like one time a week. If you do this one time a week, your testosterone levels is going to explode. If you do all of these things right here, your testosterone is going to explode and you are going to be jacked, you're going to be ecstatic, and you're going to get all the things that you want in life, okay? So these are the 4 pillars as a man to increasing your testosterone while bulking up. Make sure you guys, if you're bulking up, don't just fall into the BS advice that you can eat whatever you want in order to put on a certain amount of weight, right? Maybe you'll get to that weight, but you're going to feel like shit. Your mood's going to be low. Your energy is going to be low. Your physique is going to look like shit. Your performance in the gym isn't going to be good. Your performance outside the gym isn't going to be good. So you can do all of those things. You can put on weight. You can bulk up, but you can stay lean. You can stay aesthetic. You can keep your energy high. You can keep your mood high, and you can keep your testosterone levels high by doing these 4 pillars right here. It is your man, Tyler James. If you want some one-on-one personal coaching with being able to incorporate these 4 pillars into your life, book a call with me in the link below and I can see if you're a good fit for my one-on-one coaching program. Without further ado, I will see you guys on the next video.